Yes, in terms of the pandemic, as time goes on, politics and everything, it just gets worse and worse. People get more pissed off at each other, and it's funny to watch everyone just hating on each other. And the thing is, the modern political world is kind of like in Call of Duty Mobile. Now, you're probably cringing right now, and I understand that. But the issue is that I've seen a lot of people arguing recently about Call of Duty Mobile and exactly, how we should talk about the developers and how we should think about what's coming into the game. I personally have always sat at an issue of, not necessarily always agreeing with the community, but definitely having a lot of issues with the game and looking at it as the game really, the developers, Activision, not really looking at this as something that's long-term. The issue is that there are a lot of people out there that rather than facilitating a decent conversation, they would much rather go around and call people toxic. The word toxic, see, it makes me laugh because it is the most annoying word I've ever heard in my life. People use it so much that it just loses all meaning. And there are a lot of words that, in today's society just lose meaning. The word, how about, for example, bigot? Bigot is a word that I hear all the time, and bigot actually has a real meaning behind it. But, whenever someone disagrees with us, we call them a bigot. Something like that. Communist, socialist, stuff like that on the left and the right, of course. But, like I'm saying, there are definitely some parallels from politics in the real world to Call of Duty Mobile. I think that really if we're going to talk about Call of Duty Mobile, we first of all need to understand a couple different things. Number one, a strike, which is something that a lot of people have been talking about in Call of Duty Mobile. A strike is something where basically you don't buy the product or you don't buy the good until they make changes. Strikes have been used all the time throughout history in order to, workers' unions and stuff like that, consumer strikes, where we don't buy something and forcing the owner basically to lower their prices or do something, do a change, increase wages, something like that. Strikes go throughout American history. And the issue is that we look at strikes in Call of Duty Mobile, we look at strikes in games, and we look at them as childish and toxic, as it's called. And I think that people really have this weird obsession with loving the Call of Duty Mobile developers and, looking at them as these gods, as they're great people. No, they're trying to make money. This is a corporation. This is a company that is trying to sell their items for ridiculously high prices. They are really not listening to the community, and in all honesty, I don't have a crazy amount of respect for them anymore. Okay, I really like them. The first couple seasons, they're really listening to the community, and things seem to be getting better. But now what they're doing in this game is just not right. They are taking advantage of mobile gaming's young fan base, and that's what they've done for a long time, but it continuously gets worse. See, I was always okay with the lucky draws, the loot boxes, for the reason that there's no pay to win in this game, and they are creating a really good game. The issue is that nowadays they really have just ignored this community and they aren't listening to us. They seem to be pushing out more and more lucky draws without actually pushing out any content that players want. And the issue with that is that, I'm fine with them making money, but there's no reason why we should be paying for the stuff if they are not giving us what we want. So that is why people are striking. Now, me personally, I haven't really paid for anything in this game, of course, because I believe that everything is overpriced. I mean, $100, $150 for a lucky draw is ridiculous. Bundles are significantly less expensive, and if I were to buy anything, it would be that or the Battle Pass. But even nowadays, bundles and the Battle Pass really aren't all that great of deals, considering epics and all sorts of things have lost all value because Call of Duty Mobile has purposely devalued epic weapons over the past couple months. The issue is that we have some loyalty when it comes to Call of Duty Mobile. For some reason, the developers are seen as these gods that are always going to listen to us, that are always going to hear us out, and we are supposed to be friends with them. No. I mean, look at you. Okay, so if you have a job and your boss is, you can have a nice boss. You can have a good boss that's, treating you well or something, treating you above average compared to other jobs or something like that. That doesn't stop you, or that doesn't tell you, hey, I don't need to strike, okay? No, I have high standards for this game. For example, I can look at, my job where I'm making $20 an hour, say, just theoretically, and I look at someone flipping burgers or something, they're making like $8 an hour, and I can say, oh, well, there's no need to strike because I'm making 20 bucks an hour. Well, eventually the boss is going to take advantage of that and reduce your wage down to 8 bucks an hour. That's the thing. That's why strikes in this exist. See, the issue is that Call of Duty Mobile has been around on this platform for long enough that they know, hey, we really don't have to have this really high standard. We can just screw over players because they're not going to do anything about it. They'd much rather argue amongst themselves than unite and join together. And that is the issue. If you don't like something or you don't, really agree with something inside of the game, and, you can listen to the developers and you can, really want something and you can ask them for it constantly. The issue is that they're never going to do anything about it. If it's something big, say, let's see here, you want bundles only or something. Not saying that I completely support bundles only, because honestly, I don't care. I haven't paid any money in this game. But there are a lot of people out there that are sitting here and saying, we want bundles only, asking the developers constantly, can we have bundles only? Yeah, asking them is not going to do anything. If you want something, strike. Okay, when we look at, Black Ops 2, all the Black Ops series, all the games on PC and stuff, you know what people did whenever they had something they didn't like? Whenever something in the game came in that really irked them, the lucky draws, for a while there, a lot of Call of Duties actually had loot boxes. Guess what? They striked. They didn't buy them. A lot of YouTubers, and that's the issue with this community. When I look at it, it's a lot of very young children. And that's not even me making a generalization. Statistically speaking, I mean, mobile games have a very young fan base for obvious reasons. A 8-year-old is more likely to have a tablet or a phone or something than having a PC, So it has a much younger fan base, and Call of Duty Mobile is exploiting that. They know that, okay? That's why you don't see $150 lucky draws in the Black Ops series, okay? Even when they had lucky draws, they were not nearly as expensive as that. And eventually they were removed basically from the Call of Duty franchise. And that's the funniest thing. I look at it and I think to myself, we should be holding ourselves at a standard, okay? We can't sit here and we can't say, oh, well, Call of Duty Mobile, they're so good to us, they're so good. When in reality, they don't care. They're greedy, okay? They're not our friends. They really aren't. They're making a cool game and I support them, but it's a business. And if you want to get past that, business, the issue is that you have to strike for it. You have to work for it. You can't just complain. Not only that, but there's this sort of misrepresentation in terms of the community compared to the big league guys, okay? We look at a lot of these YouTubers, and most of them have only positive things to say about Call of Duty Mobile. And when they do say, any negative stuff, they're not really willing to do anything, make any changes. They'll just continue buying the lucky draws and the new whatever $300 weapon. And they don't really care, to be honest with you, as long as they're making views, making money, all that sort of stuff. But the reality is that there's this massive misrepresentation in terms of the media for Call of Duty. When I look at it, when I look at a lot of these YouTubers for PC and stuff, they didn't buy these lucky draws. They don't make content based around lucky draws because they all know that it's crap. It's absolute crap. And that's the thing. These mythic weapons that came out, these $300 pay scam, they're just money grabs, absolute money grabs. There's really nothing special to them. They're $300. The only reason why they raised that price to $300 is because they know that people are gullible enough to buy them. And so if you really want to change, stop complaining. I hear a lot of people sitting here and complaining, oh my goodness, I paid $100 for this lucky draw. I didn't even get the legendary yet. I still have one more draw to go. And I sit here and I think to myself, why are you complaining? Why are you complaining? And I made a video about this, but the more I see it, I see people continuously getting like this weird friendship with Call of Duty. It's so weird. They seem to have this love for Call of Duty Mobile and everything that the developers do. And, the developers can never do wrong. They're always perfect. And, well, we know that's not true. So, I keep on scrolling through social media and stuff, and I keep on seeing these people. We love Call of Duty Mobile. We love Activision. Thank you, developers. Thank you. No, they just want to make money. Like this new season that came out, there really wasn't any content that was actually asked for. The entire update was not based around, improving the player base, making the players happy. No, it was more based around making money and making new content to make money off of. They can bring in 2 new guns, and they have been bringing in 2 new guns recently every single season because they know, hey, we can make a bunch of lucky draws off of these and get crazy tons of money. And that's what I saw with Pixonic. I saw people saying, Pixonic, we love you, why are you guys being so negative to Pixonic? When in reality, they were creating a pay-to-win game that costs thousands of dollars if you even want to max things out. That was the old game I played. I left it because it was ridiculously pay-to-win. People on that game, they just absolutely had this adore for Pixonic. They were amazing. Pixonic was the best game developed. They were making a crazy, amazing game. And I sat there, and whenever I would criticize them and whenever I would say, we need a strike or something like that, a lot of them would sit there and they would be like, no, no, Pixonic is amazing, and, they have to make money. That's one of the worst ways to put it, and I've seen it used so many times. They have to make money. That's right, okay? But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't strike against it. That's the entire reason why a strike exists. When we look at these companies and everything, yeah, they have to make money, but they can also, it's greed, it's something that drives everything. It's nothing personal against Activision, it's nothing personal against Pixonic. They're greedy, I have nothing personally against them. But we strike to make sure that our game still stays at the same quality. And those strikes there, they never worked. Because everyone would give in too fast, or there would not be enough support. People would continue paying their thousands of dollars. There were players in there that would actually pay over $1,000 per month. And I kid you not, that is not an overestimate. That is literally, they would pay that much money. And you're just allowing it to happen. You're allowing it to happen. So, if you want to disagree, and I admit there are some quote unquote toxic players in this community. People when Gunsmith came out were hating on it, said it was too complex, stuff like that. I get it. But unless you're going to say something actually worthwhile and not, just tag team with Activision or something like that, then I don't understand why you're calling us toxic. We're doing every single right that we have. This is our right to basically, essentially unionize and strike against the game. I personally am not leading a strike, but I'll tell you what, I have respect for people that are going out and actually striking against, this game continuously taking more and more away from the players. They are not making as high quality as they used to, and they know it. So there we go. That is my chat. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. I love y'all. Have a great day.